Genprex Inc. is currently trading at 25 cents per share, experiencing a massive intraday surge of $0.058, which translates to a remarkable 30.15% gain for the day. Now, when a micro-cap biotech stock puts up numbers like this, the immediate, almost reflexive assumption is pure speculation. The expectation is that this is just noise, a random walk driven by day traders on platforms like the Robinhood app or those using SoFi Invest, a fleeting pump that will vanish as quickly as it appeared. But the reality of today's move is anchored to something far more substantial, a development that could fundamentally alter the perception of the company's core technology. This isn't just a speculative flare-up, it's the market reacting, perhaps for the first time with real conviction, to promising clinical data that speaks directly to the viability of Genprex's entire platform. What we are witnessing is the difficult, often violent transition from a conceptual story stock to one with tangible, positive human trial results. Most investors who follow this corner of the market view Genprex as a binary bet on its gene therapy technology, specifically its lead drug candidate, Reqorsa. The general belief has been that it's a long shot, a high-risk venture where the capital invested could easily go to zero if their clinical trials fail. This is a fair assessment for any clinical stage company. However, today's price action directly challenges the notion that it's an undefined, distant gamble. The reality being priced in is that the company just released encouraging preliminary safety and efficacy data from its Phase 1 Acclaim-1 trial. This trial is evaluating Reqorsa in combination with AstraZeneca's Tagrisso for patients with late-stage non-small cell lung cancer. The data showed the combination was well tolerated, which is a critical first hurdle, but more importantly, it demonstrated a 67% disease control rate and a 33% objective response rate in the Phase 1 portion. These aren't final, pivotal results, but they are a powerful proof of concept. They suggest the mechanism of action is working as intended, and that Reqorsa may enhance the effectiveness of an already approved blockbuster drug. This kind of data forces a complete reevaluation, moving the company from the what-if category to the what's next category. Let's break down the significance of this movement. A 30% gain isn't built on a handful of retail trades. The trading volume accompanying this price spike is substantially higher than the daily average, indicating that larger, more informed participants are likely taking positions. This isn't just about self-investing enthusiasts. This is about a potential shift in institutional perception. While individual investors using Fidelity mobile app or Interactive Brokers trading platforms can certainly contribute to momentum, the sustained lift and heavy volume suggest a broader re-rating is underway. The expectation is that microcaps are too risky for a serious investment, something to be avoided in favor of blue chips like Tesla stock or Apple stock. The reality is that within a diversified portfolio, perhaps managed through Schwab Intelligent Portfolios or with help from Fidelity Wealth Management, calculated positions in the biotech space are where significant alpha can be generated. Genprex, with this new data, is making a case for itself as one of those calculated risks. The data provides a clinical anchor, a fundamental reason for the stock's appreciation beyond simple market sentiment. It's a signal amidst the noise, suggesting that the underlying science is sound. This is precisely the kind of development that sophisticated investors look for, a catalyst that de-risks the asset and provides a clearer path forward. The immediate reaction tells us that the market was not adequately pricing in the possibility of positive results, and now it is scrambling to catch up. For those less familiar, Genprex is not developing a conventional pharmaceutical. The company operates at the cutting edge of oncology, focusing on gene therapy. Its core technology is a unique non-viral delivery system called Oncoprex. The problem with many gene therapies is getting the therapeutic gene into the cancer cells efficiently and safely. Viral vectors can sometimes cause unwanted immune responses. Genprex's system uses lipid nanoparticles to encapsulate and deliver a tumor suppressor gene called TUSC2 directly to cancer cells. This gene is often deleted or inactivated in lung cancer patients, so reintroducing it is designed to restore the cell's natural ability to halt tumor growth and induce cancer cell death. Their lead drug, Reqorsa, is this very combination of the TUSC2 gene delivered via the Oncoprex platform. The company's entire strategy rests on this platform's success, with multiple clinical trials, Acclaim-1, Acclaim-2, and Acclaim-3, testing Reqorsa in combination with other leading cancer treatments for both non-small cell and small cell lung cancer. Today's data from Acclaim-1 is the first concrete clinical evidence from these next-generation trials that the platform may actually work in human patients. This is why the market's reaction is so pronounced. It's not just about one trial, it's a validation of the entire underlying delivery mechanism and therapeutic approach, which has positive implications for the rest of their pipeline. Comment below what you believe is the bigger hurdle for Genprex moving forward, securing funding for Phase 3 trials or proving efficacy in a larger patient population. Looking ahead, the road for Genprex is still long and fraught with risk, but the path is now much clearer. The immediate future revolves around the continuation of the Acclaim trials. The company will now proceed with the Phase 2 expansion cohort of Acclaim-1, where they will treat a larger group of patients to confirm the efficacy signals seen in Phase 1. This will be a major catalyst. Positive results here would likely trigger another significant re-rating of the stock. Beyond that, data from the Acclaim-2 trial, which combines Reqorsa with Merck's Keytruda, will be another critical milestone. If Reqorsa can demonstrate synergy with two different classes of leading cancer drugs, a targeted therapy like Tagrisso and an immunotherapy like Keytruda, it would dramatically expand its potential market and solidify its position as a valuable combination therapy. These are the future catalysts that anyone conducting online investing through services like Fidelity or SoFi should be marking on their calendars. The expectation might be to just buy and hold, but the reality for a stock like this requires active monitoring of clinical trial timelines and data releases. Of course, the risks remain substantial. This is still a clinical stage company with no revenue. The primary risk is and always will be clinical failure. The promising Phase 1 data could fail to replicate in a larger Phase 2 or Phase 3 trial. That is the brutal nature of drug development. Secondly, there is significant financial risk. Running these large-scale oncology trials is incredibly expensive, and Genprex will almost certainly need more capital in the future. This typically comes in the form of secondary share offerings, which dilute the ownership stake of existing shareholders. The key is for the company to raise this capital from a position of strength, ideally after more positive data, to minimize the dilutive effect. Competition is also a factor. The lung cancer treatment landscape is one of the most competitive and rapidly advancing fields in medicine. While Genprex's approach is unique, it is racing against countless other companies, from small biotechs to large pharmaceutical giants. This isn't a simple individual brokerage account play where you can set it and forget it like you might with a portfolio of Fidelity ETFs or Fidelity mutual funds. This requires a much higher tolerance for risk and a deeper understanding of the science. In summary, the story of Genprex today is a classic case of expectation versus reality. The expectation for a sub-dollar biotech stock that rockets 30% in a day is that it's an ephemeral, speculative event devoid of substance. The reality is that this move is firmly rooted in a significant clinical milestone. The preliminary data from the Acclaim-1 trial provides the first real clinical validation for the company's Oncoprex delivery platform and its lead candidate, Reqorsa. It de-risks the asset to a degree and provides a tangible reason for investor optimism, shifting the narrative from a hopeful concept to a clinical reality. While immense risks in financing and future trial outcomes persist, the potential reward should the technology ultimately succeed in the massive lung cancer market is equally immense. Today, the market has recalibrated its expectations, recognizing that Genprex may have just taken a crucial step from a long shot to a legitimate contender. Brach, finally! Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video to support the channel.